Hey, what's up? What's up? What's good, family? Tuned in. Trash talking with the old heads. Well, you know what it is. We're not journalists, not analysts. Just three brothers who've seen a lot of ball, pause, a lot of life, and got plenty to say about both of them. I'm your host, Dante, of course, along with my old head debate partners. G, what it do, bruh?
What it do, baby? What it do on this fine Saturday afternoon, November the 1st, Movember. How many of y'all gonna have y'all beards like your boy? You know what I'm saying? I started rocking this beard in a Movember back in 2016, and I ain't let it go since. One of these days I'm gonna have to shade up. But yeah, you know what I say? No excuses, play like a champion, bitch.
we just,
JW, what's happening, bro?
what it is, I wasn't expecting that just for me in a moment, but what's happening? You know how we do it over here. We all about the champions. You see them Bulls. Shout out to the baby Bulls, the young Bulls.
Man, you ain't no Bulls.
Shout out
it.
to them.
Hold on now.
Hold on. These other champions, them Celtics.
Stop the press.
And shout out to them San Francisco 49. Of course, them three dudes right there, they're gonna be champions too. So you know what it is. Why play like a champion when you can be a champion? You see it.
Stop the presses. Let's go. Dante.
I ain't worried about that just for
Dante, as a Spurs fan, are you shouting out the Houston Rockets?
No, sir.
Are you shouting out the Los Angeles Lakers?
No, sir.
Are you shouting out the Timberwolves?
No, sir.
Are you shouting out the OKC Thunder?
Nothing but Kung Fu Wimby around here, sir. Nothing but Kung Fu Wimby.
Okay. As a Florida State fan, are you shouting out Miami?
Hell no.
What is this dude doing? He's a Celtics fan.
Hey, Dante, as a Florida State fan, are you singing other fight songs of other schools? Are you doing that? Are you doing that?
That was for the show.
Are you doing it to the detriment of your own team that you come out the gate and get beat to sleep by Florida State at the season? Just
that
like
was for the show. That was for the show. I didn't just sing Florida State's fight song. I sung every fight song for the teams that was in the top 12
songs.
Yeah, that was for the show, man. That was for the show.
I'm a sports fan. I ain't out here just buying one hat. I ain't got just all Alabama hats on my hat rack. I can show you my hat right now. I got a whole bunch of squads.
Yeah, they just.
I'm not a Bama.
Hey, we got
just further let me know where your intentions lie.
College football. Hey, but Thursday night gave us a little something to talk about. Your boy Lamar and them boys in Baltimore. I ain't willing to say they made a statement, but they handled their business. You know what I'm saying? They handled the business they were supposed to handle down in Miami. You know what I'm saying? So I guess the question is, G, are the Ravens back on track after beating the Dolphins?
Didn't I tell y'all they was gonna be back on track? Huh?
So you taking that as a great sign?
Let me ask this question. Does a bear take a shit in the woods and wipe his ass with a white rabbit? Is a pig's pussy pork? I told y'all this shit long time ago when they was 1-5. Now they 3-5. They're just to relax. Hold on. Let the injuries settle down. I saw the schedule. I seen Lamar not being out no whole month. We saw some pieces come back into play. And it's just like I said. Now, the defense, they ain't finna be the 2000 Ravens defense. They decent enough. Because guess what? Last 3 games against the Rams, 17 points. 16 points versus the Bears. 6 points against the Dolphins. They ain't giving up 30. And that's all they got to do. Be all right. Be okay. Be a regular defense. Be an average, middle-of-the-road defense. And Lamar, King Henry will take you home. And that's what you saw against the Dolphins. You know what I'm saying? The Dolphins made some noise early, moving the ball up and down the field a little bit. But guess what? Turnover. And then after that, it was over.
Man, stop.
Couldn't do that.
Please.
Stop what? What I said that was wrong.
Listen. Are the Ravens back, Dante? The answer is no. The answer is hell no for me. Are they back? Yeah, Greg pointed out how easy their schedule is. the rest of the way or perceived to be easy. I get that. But one thing that especially this year's NFL has shown us, and previous years too, that nothing is for sure, nothing is for certain, in the words of Outkast. But the Miami Dolphins, as a measurement to whether or not they're on their way back, no, the biggest thing they got back is health, and that's good, and it should improve their defense or whatnot. But we can't look at the Dolphins in no kind of way. The Dolphins just fired their GM, but not the coach. But not the coach. How do you fire the GM, but not the coach? The coach is ass, as just as ass as the GM. So I don't understand that. So we can't really look at this game as anything. Yeah, Lamar looked brilliant, looked like the great quarterback that he's been over the last few years. But it's the Dolphins. It's the Dolphins. And G mentioned that they played well early. That don't mean shit. It's the Dolphins. The Dolphins are a trash organization, as we see, firing the GM and not the coach, and a trash football team. Who their quarterback tried to call everybody out. That didn't work because he's not the leader of the team. So no, this is not the game. We gotta wait. We're gonna have to wait way late in the season to determine whether or not the Ravens are a good football team. They have good pieces. They've had good pieces for a long time, and what they do at the end of the season fold every time. So no, I'm not willing to say that they've turned the corner. Not yet.
That schedule y'all were talking about, let's see, Vikings, Browns, Jets, Bengals, Steelers, Bengals, Patriots, Pack, Steelers. So to me, like I say, that last 5 is not as easy as people trying to make it out to be. You got 2 Steeler games that are always tough when they play Patriots, who are much better this year, and the Packers. I'm not sure they're gonna make it all the way back like you thinking, G. I'm not sure. I'm not sure they're gonna make it all the way.
The stakes are gonna be different by the time we get to those games. The stakes are
Oh
gonna be
yeah,
different.
they're Lamar even said it himself. They're in playoff mode now.
Right now.
Yeah, they have to be. Right. They have to
be. Yeah, they have to be. And I believe that neither of these teams that's left on their schedule scare anyone. Maybe the Packers, and even then, again, we know they had a good game last game.
Neither do the Ravens.
Huh?
Neither does the Ravens defense.
Well, we talking about it from a Ravens standpoint. Again,
their defense. You said they don't scare none of these teams scare anybody. Neither does the Ravens defense. They don't scare nobody either.
But do the Ravens offense scare anybody?
I don't think not like that.
Stop it. Again, what I'm saying is, from the Ravens standpoint, none of these teams are unbeatable. I'm not saying the Ravens are unbeatable. I'm just saying these teams that they have left on their schedule, they can beat.
I got a question to kind of pick it back on.
That includes the Steelers
line of questioning,
and the Patriots and the Packers.
Is anybody worried about the Ravens offense in a close game? Since you asking whether or not we worried about their offense, are we worried about them if a team plays them close? I don't care who it is. Are we afraid of what they do in the clutch moments at the end of games?
You're projecting, because then if you took that standpoint, you're projecting, because then if you took that standpoint, then why would any team be scared of anybody outside of the outside of the Chiefs?
You doing that LeBron apology shit. You doing that?
No, you're projecting. You're projecting about something that happened in the past. We're talking about the teams that they're playing right now.
We're talking about their history.
We're talking about the teams
that history in close games when they need it most, or when they're trying to win in close games, and it showed early in this season as well. They have a long history of not being able to win those games because the coaching and the players failed them in those moments. So I'm just piggybacking on what you said. If I'm answering that question truthfully, hell no, I'm not afraid of the Ravens in a close, tough game. No, not their offense. No. Defense either, for that matter.
Got them coming back to win the division?
Yes.
I don't.
Okay. I don't think they're gonna make it all the way back. Like I said, I think it's gonna be good to see. because they're, like I say, I like the fact they're in playoff mode already, and they have to be. So all these games, I think, are going to be really good. I don't think they can make it all the way back. Not that I trust the Steelers. I don't like them either. Their defense might be worse than the Ravens. So it's something going. I don't know about that whole division. I just don't think they can make it all the way back. I think they're going to lose some games they're not supposed to lose. They might lose one of them bingo games. I don't trust this Ravens team. The defense, if I thought they could get back to where they were, G, I don't think average is going to be good enough for this team, G. I just don't. I don't think an average D is going to get this team over the hump. They're going to need to be a little better than average, dog.
Probably worthwhile to look at to check the Steelers.
Well, again, 17 points against the Rams, 16 against the Bears, who was on fire. The Dolphins just put up 30 on the Falcons, whose defense is pretty good.
Caleb Ventura. Come on, dog. Stop it.
You talking about? Listen, it don't matter what Caleb Tua.
It don't matter. Nothing matters more than who you playing, especially
exactly. It's who you play. 17, 16, and 6. That's all I'm saying. They gave up fucking 17 to Joe Flacco them in the Browns. They gave up 44 to CJ Stroud. That's a sign of improvement. That's all I'm saying.
Man, stop.
It's a sign of improvement.
Stop, man. Flacco at the helm with the big man, stop. God.
It did look like Lamar. It did look like Lamar was back in MVP form, though. I will give him that. You know what I'm saying? So that's gonna make things real interesting in the AFC North. But we'll see. But let's move on to a surprising quarterback. Your boy Danny Dimes in Indy, going to Pittsburgh this week. The question is, JW, are you believing in the Colts just yet?
I believe
belief meter at on the Colts between 1 and 10. What's your belief in the Colts right now?
A solid 8.5. Solid 8.5.
Fine in.
My reasoning is the way they play football. They truly are a run-first football team, and Danny Dimes is doing just enough. He hadn't been asked to win games for them. He's been managing games very, very well in this particular system, and he's making a believer out of a lot of people when they say that the running back is the quarterback's best friend. To me, they remind me of the Eagles offensively last year, following the lead of Saquon. They look just like that because Jonathan is killing it. He killing it. If he ain't the leader for the MVP right now, I don't know who is.
Then just make it a quarterback award. Then you know what I'm saying,
right?
If he's not leading it, just say it's a quarterback award. You know what I'm saying, and that's it. You know what I'm
saying? And we haven't seen a game. We haven't seen a traditional Danny Dimes game this season, really. We hadn't seen the blunders and and that just proves that he's not the quarterback that the Giants paid him to be, and he's found himself in the perfect system to be successful. And their defense has been good through over the years, and they're decent enough this year to help them get wins. So I'm a believer in definitely the run game.
Let's clarify believer. How far can they go?
Oh, they're going to the playoffs.
No, I know that
they're going to the playoffs.
Got a winning playoff game.
I think they can. If they play their game, I don't care who they play in the first round. If they play their game, they can win a game in the first round. That's how much I believe in the way that they're playing right now. Now, it's a couple of injuries, something like that could take it all away probably. But as long as they play run first, like they play a safe football, as long as they play like that, I think they can. I think they can at least win a playoff game.
G, 1 to 10. Where you at on the Colts in your belief meter?
I'm up there with Jerry. I'm an 8, man, because they play good defense. They run the ball, and then Danny Dimes got a pulse on how to marry that run game with big time plays Yeah. So I mean, and then again, you look at what do we talk about belief? Are they Super Bowl contenders?
Right. Would you say that? Okay. Okay.
No, I don't think they're Super Bowl contenders. They again, it's only a handful of teams that are Super Bowl contenders. Now they're a
Get
good
the number
team.
one seed, and everything got to go through Indy.
Well, that doesn't matter. You still have to win those games. You know what I'm saying? No matter where it's played. The Chiefs ain't scared to go to Indianapolis. Who's scared to go to Indy? Nobody. Nobody's scared to go to Indy. You know what I'm saying?
As long as it's a team that has cold weather itself, then yeah, right.
So it's all about Jonathan Taylor. I want to see what they're able to do when a team is able to bottle him up.
Yeah,
And
but
I don't think they
and
just I don't think that they would just fall off the bandwagon. You know what I'm saying, with Danny Dimes reverting back to New York Danny. But you know what I'm saying, how explosive they've been, you know what I'm saying, how many points they put on the board, you know what I'm saying, like the defense, how they play with if they have a sudden change possession where they got to get back on the field, or you know what I'm saying, after a 3 and out, and that wear and tear of being on the field more so, you know what I'm saying, more so than, you playing teams that's trying to play catch up mode or has been on the field, you know what I'm saying, with no rhythm because your offense has been chewing and eating up the clock. So I want to see how they're able to perform in those situations where it's, you know what I'm saying, it's a nip and tuck game, and can the defense truly stand up or with a team that's, you know what I'm saying, really, really capable of moving the ball up and down the field in situations where it's tight and they ain't just trying to play catch up. You've seen them give up leads, you know what I'm saying, in the past where they've gotten up big and then them, you know what I'm saying, a team that's not even that good come up. So I think the defense is stable enough to compete for. They definitely damn sure gonna win the division. That's for sure. That's a wrap. But championship. I can't say that, but definitely a believer in
yeah,
how good they are.
yeah. And I'm lower than y'all, I'm more of a 6. You know what I'm saying? I'm with you, Jerry. You know me. I like the offensive line. When you got offensive line, you got a chance to me. You know what I'm saying? If you can run the rock, you have a chance. You know what I'm saying? That's why I give them a 6. You know what I'm saying? But I knock them down because, like you alluded to it, G, the defense is not very good. They 24th ranked, 29th against the pass. They're just not a very good defense. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, that offense has controlled the ball a lot, but what happens when that's not the case? And you get behind by 17 points, you know what I'm saying? And you can't dictate terms anymore. And it's all on Danny Dimes now, where he has to throw the ball. And it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen at some point.
Hey,
It's still gonna happen. You know what I'm saying?
I'm sure their whole game plan is let's not get
Right.
it into Danny Dimes'
Right,
head.
right, exactly. You know what I'm saying? So what happened? And then you get to now they have weapons. They're unknown. Like Adnan Mitchell, your boy Pierce, and Warren has been a beast. So they have some weapons, but still, what happens when a team says, you know what, Jonathan Taylor, not today. You know what I'm saying? Not today. You know what I'm saying? Now what? You know what I'm saying? So I'm waiting for that. He's gonna have to show me that first before I can go 8,
And
9,
they got a
like
couple
that.
of tough games coming up on defense. I think the Steelers again, they got the pieces. They got the pieces to get better.
Yeah.
They got to play the Falcons, who's got a decent defense. The Chiefs, decent defense. The
Right.
Texans, great defense.
Right.
Jags, good defense. The Seahawks, decent defense. I mean, I know the Seahawks defense pretty damn good.
It is. It's pretty
Yeah,
damn good, actually.
yeah.
This is a stretch for them coming up.
Yeah,
These
this
next 4 to
because
5
these
games,
right, this will tell.
this will
Now,
tell.
because if you look at they record, yeah, 7-1, but who have they beaten outside of the
I
Broncos?
was just gonna mention that
Now I give them credit. They should
the
have beaten the Rams.
Chargers.
They beat the Chargers and the
They beat
Broncos,
the
and they should
Chargers.
have beaten the Rams. If old boy wasn't holding out the damn ball, they should have beaten the Rams. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of take that into consideration as well, because they should have beaten them too. You know what I'm saying? So they
And
got some nice wins. You know what I'm saying? They have a couple nice
that's
wins. And to
that's
me,
why
that Rams game should have been a win.
that's why I specifically said I like their style. I'm more bought into their style of play and how they're winning these games with being a tradition. And well, it ain't even traditional no more. But what used to be a traditional playing style in the NFL of run first, have a game managing quarterback that doesn't give away the game, and then try to play decent defense on the back end of all of that and keep the scores as such. But like you said, this next stretch is coming up. You know, the Chiefs is going to be a tough game for them, but I think this Steelers game, I'm going to let the Steelers game for me be a barometer for the future. Because yeah, the Steelers are you know, falling off a cliff on defense, but they're still led the right way, in my opinion, with Tomlin. I'll never lose my faith in Tomlin because he's a football dude.
I agree, but I'm starting to lose faith in that defense a little bit. That shit is awful, dog. They got the highest paid defense in the NFL, and they playing like trash, dog.
Long in the two.
Yeah, he let them get too old, dog. You know, he let them get way too old without bringing in any new blood. They've drafted some young dudes, but none of them have been effective yet.
Right. They're at the same cusp, except this time is with the defense as they were with Roethlisberger, allowing him to stay. So to me, that's more of a GM management owner situation where, you know, they just, for whatever reason, they don't upgrade at the right time because they're allowing these guys to finish a career. So maybe after this season, everybody's going to be gone. Maybe it is time for Tomlin to leave too. We'll see.
Who you got this week? Colts at Steelers. Who y'all got?
I got the Colts.
I got the Steelers.
Mike Tomlin at home. He got a nice record at home, for real. You know, especially coming off a loss, he's got a pretty good record. But I'm going Colts too. That might be a segue to cash talk too. That might be in the cash talk, but we shall see. We shall see. You know what I'm saying? All right, man. We got to talk about this situation in Cleveland, man. I don't know what's going on. I can't really. Well, I've kind of changed my tune about it the last couple of days as I read a little bit and thought about it. But Shador not getting a chance to start, and your boy coming out and saying Dylan Gabriel still going to be the quarterback after the bye. G, right decision, wrong decision. Does it matter?
I mean, what we got to determine is what is Stefanski's and or the owners or the GM's issue with Shador. Because some of the statements that he's making, he made a statement, I think he's outside of what you said, Dante. He said something to the effect of, we're just gonna focus on the players that we have playing. He just kind of sidestepped the whole Shador Sanders question. And if you were invested in a guy that you spent the draft pick on, regardless of the second, third, fourth, fifth, if you're invested in a quarterback, this ain't your third string this ain't just third string secondary player. This ain't a third string defensive tackle or somebody on the offense or somebody just playing special teams. This is the quarterback who's now been elevated due to attrition at the quarterback position. He's one play away, presumably, for leading your team. And for you not to have a statement of, we're still developing Shador, he's moving in the right direction. We are hoping to see what he can bring if in case, we need him. We definitely need him on the rock. Some type of statement of confidence that anybody could make, any normal head coach could make. Instead, you decided to sidestep the question, not just this time, but throughout the year. You made statements that was disparaging to Shador as a quarterback. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what the problem is. Is Shador ass? I don't believe that, because what I see from Dylan Gabriel, 65 rating against the Patriots, 689 rating against the Dolphins, 66 rating against the Steelers, had a decent 94 rating against the Vikings, and a 39 rating against the fucking the Lions. Well, I ain't gonna count the Lions because he barely got in and play, but still, that's horrendous. What are you doing? He won't throw the ball down the field, right? Don't look confident in the offense at all. So what do you have why are you protecting this guy and not really giving any confidence in the guy that's backing him up? It makes no sense to me. Something's going on. something's going on. It's got to be. I don't know if his problem is with Shador or if his problem's with Dion.
So, Jerry, let me ask you before you go. So I looked at so have we given Dylan Gabriel a fair sample size? Because I was thinking about it the other night. I'm like, okay, you got a 3rd round pick and a 5th round pick. So you got a little bit more invested into, and from what I've been reading, Stefanski actually liked Gabriel, didn't want Shador necessarily even to be picked. So is this a large enough sample size with 9 games or so left to say yank Dylan now, put in Shador, let him get 9 games when Dylan has only had what, 4? Would that be fair to Dylan Gabriel?
I'm gonna say no, because if you've chosen, you drafted this dude before Shador. Your coach, obviously, or GM, somebody in the organization wants to see this dude have success with this team. So no, we don't have a good sample size to see if he's the guy, since you want him to be the starter. So as far as the quarterback, that's what they're doing. They're allowing Dylan Gabriel to probably all the way through the season, probably to fall on his face. You know, they're not playing in the Shador sweepstakes like us fans are wanting to see him. They're not doing that. They're holding true to we'll see. Now, if they do allow Shador to play, which I don't believe he plays unless Dylan Gabriel gets hurt. That's just me. If Shador does see the field, maybe they pull the same thing the Falcons pulled last year, where late in the season they finally were like, all right, let's go to the young guy and see what that looks like, because they're not playing for nothing. They're not playing for a damn thing.
Not at what 2 and 6 or whatever. I think he'll play, but I think the way Stefanski is looking at it is, I've got a bye week to get him as ready as possible. Dylan Gabriel, that is, to see what he looks like after this bye. You know what I'm saying? So you give your 3rd round pick that. Let's see now if after 2 weeks of preparation, he still look ass. You know what I'm saying? Then that's a different thing to me. You know what I'm saying? Let's see how he comes off the bye. Maybe he can go look at the film, fix a couple of things. But as a 3rd round pick, I think you have to give him that chance. I think Shador is better. Looking at the two of them, if you ask me who's a better quarterback, I think Shador is better.
Well, we've seen,
looking at an organization and a 3rd round pick invested in Dylan Gabriel, I got to see what he looks like coming off this bye.
Yeah, we've seen.
Well, I hope y'all ain't thinking that I was saying that they should start Shador. I was simply referring to the way that Stefanski talks about him to the media.
Okay, I got you.
I'm not saying that he deserved to go ahead and start now.
Got you.
Remember, I said that, you know what I'm saying, he, as a backup, you don't, especially you invested a 3rd round, but you also invested a 5th round draft pick too. If you didn't like him, if you didn't want him, then you shouldn't have never drafted him.
Right.
You should have spent that draft capital.
The media playing into this shit too, though. Like I saw a report the other day, it was like, they're not even giving him any 1st team reps. Well, we all know, what do they always say every year? During the season, don't nobody get no damn 1st team reps except the number 1. There's nothing unusual about that. And see, to me, that's the game the media is playing with the Shador situation. The backup don't get reps during the season, 1st team reps during the season. That's a normal thing during the season.
But Dante, what do you say for the comments that's coming out of the Browns camp in relation to Shador?
Like I told you, I always thought it's a breakdown between him and the GM. I think the GM wanted Shador, the coach didn't. And I think there's a battle going on there between the two. And I think right now, I think Stefanski just doesn't want to answer the questions anymore. He don't want to talk about Shador anymore. I think that's what it is. Not wanting him and then getting a million questions when you're 2 and 6 and could get fired about your backup QB. I think that's starting to piss him off a little bit, because I think he knows I could get fired over this bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
When Greg
don't get fired because of the record.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm 2 and 6. That's why I said they 2 and 6, and I'm having to answer questions about my backup quarterback.
Hold on now. Wasn't Stefanski the one that made the decision, or it was his input to let Baker Mayfield go? I mean, a lot of people were behind that move. Yep. Yeah, I was like Deshaun Watson over Mayfield, or see if the ghost of Deshaun Watson could rise again.
We getting off the rails talking about Baker Mayfield
No. But we're talking about Stefanski. We're talking about Stefanski. We're talking about Stefanski and his decision making.
Well, I mean,
but I think that was organization. I think the owner wanted Deshaun Watson. He said that. You know what I'm saying? He wanted Deshaun Watson.
Now that's where we need to go. When Greg said, basically asked the question, what is going on? Because this whole thing has been weird, out the gate, and y'all keep debunking my conspiracy theory, and that's good. That's fair. You know what I'm saying? Because it appears on one end, it appears far-fetched, but I keep telling y'all, ever since I heard that draw come out of that owner's mouth at the beginning of the season during preseason, talking about this team and the stuff that he said, I am steadfast standing on Big Perk's business when I say I truly believe that this owner of this team does not care to play Shedeur Sanders, and he has a vendetta that he is holding on to against Deion Sanders, saying that he wouldn't allow a quarterback that he was coaching to go and be in a Browns organization. And we know what he was alluding to, because all of us have said, and the Browns have proved it from time and time again over the last 15, 20 years, that they suck as an organization when it comes to putting a team together. And when they do get anything rolling, they mess it up every time. I believe that this owner has told his GM and his coach that Shedeur Sanders does not get on this field. And until I say so, don't play him. I truly believe that. Everything looks like that, because if out of camp, once you start hearing that Shedeur, to me, Shedeur plays like a more traditional NFL quarterback in the sense of his play from the pocket. Now, once he starts throwing in that escape, trying to get away from sacks and stuff like that, he goes to complete shit when he's trying to escape pressure and still throw the ball instead of getting rid of the ball to play another day. Until he puts that into his game, I don't care where Shedeur plays, he's not going to be successful in that manner. But as far as reading the defense and getting the ball to where it needs to be as far as placement and stuff like that, I've seen that be positive from Shedeur. But again, I see this owner holding that grudge for those specific statements from Deion, and I think that, to me, is why that man keeps, getting bumped back to third.
Here's the other side of that too, though, because and I'm not for certain what percentage of plays that the team sees Shedeur play. What gives me pause on your conspiracy theory, or it being more of a Stefanski GM owner issue with the Sanders family. The players, I'm not hearing players come out and be like, kind of side eye the whole situation. Like, I don't know what what management is doing or why he ain't playing. You're not hearing positive reviews, what I'm saying, of Shedeur's play from the players. I haven't heard any. Have y'all?
How would we, though?
Lately now.
Other than when camp was going, how would we?
And the players say things. They got, they have ways of leaking shit or getting on podcasts these days or being on social media, making little sly comments. You know what I'm saying? Like, when if Shedeur was, and I don't know. I'm not saying that he's not. All I'm saying is if there was this evidence that Shedeur was showing out in practice, you're not hearing the players kind of revolt, especially with the way that the season is gone, with the offense being a fucking joke.
He's not being allowed to show what he can do in practice. G, remember, he's been doing like scout team shit. He ain't being allowed to get the first team reps.
But the players can see that. The players can see what's happening. They can see, okay, he's, what I'm saying, even though he's playing with the scout team or playing with the third squad or whatever, playing the dummy package, they can see, okay, I see something with this dude.
I think that kills it. I think if he was getting reps with first team, then yeah, we would hear stuff coming out of the camp. But since he's scout team quarterback. I don't think there's anything that they can, they know they can't come out and say, oh, he's killing it because it's the scout team. You know what I'm saying? And he's not the backup, so
but
he
it's
ain't
the
getting
scout team
the
going up
reps.
against. It's the scout team going up against what? They going up against the starters.
I think what they can see
and
is
how
that
good is the scout team going to be for the garbage?
I think what they can see is that Dylan Gabriel is ass. I think that's what and you can kind of see the frustration starting to build with your main dude last week when Al Garrett went slamming his helmet on and said he tired of losing, even though to me, dude, you took the money and ran, shut the fuck up.
I was just about to say that. You should.
That's part of it, but
he should shut up because he
that
took
starts to happen. Now I think the pressure is going to start to ratchet if coming off this bye, Dylan Gabriel looks ass still, because I think Myles Garrett is going to get louder and louder at this point, and he's going to have to do something, even if it's just to try to spark the team and push the door in. You know what I'm saying?
Last thing, Dante, what's if you don't mind, what's their offensive line ranking?
Nah,
for the Browns.
Yeah, I'd have to pull it.
Does he have enough stability in front of him to have more success than he's showing?
Man, normally they rank pretty well. They were running the ball okay for a while. Let me see.
Because if he don't, if he has some type of stability in front of him and he's still throwing the ball in the dirt like he's doing, some of his passes, my God, oh my goodness, you think Caleb is
Network got him at 32?
Yeah, I saw 20.
They got the
27
Browns
to 32.
They got the Browns offensive line at 32.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there you go. That's playing 70. That's got to be 60 to 70% of his trouble, right?
But I was about to say, then that goes to why maybe he say he got to get more time. You know what I'm saying?
I definitely don't want to see Shedeur behind that line. I would rather see Shedeur not play one game this season and let him play behind that line and destroy his career before it gets started.
Like I said, especially if he hadn't been preparing and he's not ready to play for real. You know what I'm saying?
Shedeur need to let this season play out like it is. Don't play and try to get out of there. Like, can y'all trade me or release me?
Yeah,
that's the way. That's what he needs to do. We do not need to see him behind the last place ranked line. You don't want to see that.
Guess who right in front of them?
Who? I wouldn't be.
If I had to guess,
Tampa Bay.
Ooh, Baker still making it happen.
Still making it happen. So hey, I don't want to hear nothing about that offensive line. He ain't getting sacked like that.
Yeah, I would.
They got it 28.
That's incredible that Tampa Bay.
That's who tied for 28. Green Bay and Philly.
Green Bay and Philly, yep.
Seattle 29th, all winning teams. Terrible O-lines. I mean, so it's just one of them things, man. Like I said, but he a rookie, though. A rookie behind that is different than somebody like Baker that's been around the block a little bit. You know what I'm saying? 49ers, I just had to see. 17th. I can't believe it that high.
Before we move on, I said something about the Colts earlier. As far as cold weather team, they play on a dome, don't they?
Yes, they do.
Okay, all right.
Yes, they do. But let's move on. Talking about who's ready and who's not ready. Hey, we'll see if Shedeur ready. I think he's going to get to play by the end of the year. But one thing for sure, these goddamn cash talk picks been ready all season. All season. That boy's sitting at 85.7%. Name another NFL handicapper that's 85.7% on the year. You can't. You cannot. It's what I do, sir. I've been making money all year, sir. All year I've been making this money, sir. 3-0 again last week. I mean, I don't know what else to say. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what else to say. 3-0 again last week. Eagles, Ravens, Pats took you home. Bet that 3 teams 6 times your money. If you bet it, you know what I'm saying? If you parlay that thing, that was 6 times your money. That's all I can say. You know what I'm saying? So let's go again. Got 3 more winners on deck. G, I'm going to have to go against you. I'm going to take them Colts minus them 3 points, my boy. I ain't believing in that Colts defense. I mean, that Steeler defense. I think the Colts going up and down the field. I'm sorry. I don't see how they're going to stop the Colts running game, G. I just don't see it. I don't think Aaron Rodgers is going to be able to score enough points to keep up. You know what I'm saying? I
Hold
just
on, I gotta check my draft because I got Jonathan Taylor as my running back. Of course, he the MVP of the league. Okay,
hey,
so
got to play him this week. See, you got to play
oh
him against that
yeah.
Steelers defense. I ain't no doubt
And
about that.
the Steelers defense was on the waiver wire, so I'm trying to see if they clear
All right,
because
trash, trash.
I gotta have a defense to replace my Chiefs when they go on the bye.
Second pick though. Now, I don't like the -8. I would have rather gotten this at 7, but I'm still taking them Lions with JJ McCarthy coming back. It's gonna be ugly for him.
G over here checking the make believe football to make to help him make.
Hey, I got money on this, baby. I got money on this. I ended #1 last year, and I'm in first place this year. Trying to make it back to back, baby.
So, Coach, give me the Lions -8 versus the Vikings. And in the big game of the week that we're not talking about this week, but, well, we do need to pick a winner in that one, even though it's not on the rundown. Give me the Chiefs -2 versus the Bills. I'm not a believer in the Bills this year. You know what I'm saying? I'm out on the Bills overall. You know what I'm saying?
You out on the Bills.
Yeah, so that defense, man. I'm not a believer.
No chance of winning the Super Bowl this year.
They won't win the Super Bowl this year. No, Bills will not win the Super Bowl.
Say that again. Say that again.
Will not win the Super Bowl this year.
All right, go down your picks. Go down your picks because I got to get my lock of the weekend.
-3 versus the Steelers. -8 versus JJ McCarthy and the Vikings.
All right.
-2 versus the Bills.
All right, I got to throw my lock of the weekend. I'm gonna start counting, keeping track of my lock of the week. My lock of the week: Chargers. Yes, -9.5 over the Titans.
I bet that too, sir. I bet it too, sir.
Lock of the week. Lock it up.
Yeah, I started adding to this. But I decided to go with the Chiefs-Bills game since it was the big game of the week. I said I'm gonna pick the big game. You know what I'm saying? I started that would have been my 4th one. I like that one too. That's a good one too. You know what I'm saying? I got these 3 and that one as a 14 parlay.
Before we get off the gridiron, what do y'all think about this Caleb Williams cat?
Man,
is Caleb Williams
garbage?
Is Caleb Williams?
Nah, I'm just playing. He's not garbage.
Is Caleb Williams a bust, and the Bears made the wrong pick, or is it just a matter of time before Caleb Williams looks like a good or decent NFL quarterback?
He'll never be what they drafted him to be. That's my answer. That's my answer to that question. Caleb Williams will never be what the Chicago Bears drafted him to be, which is a superstar, Peyton Manning level, you know what I'm saying, type of quarterback. He's not that. You know what I'm saying?
So Nick Wright was wrong. Nick Wright's been wrong ever since he's been putting him on his top tier quarterback.
Yeah. I mean, when Nick was doing all that, man, I was telling y'all, Jaden, I thought was a better prospect in the pros because the accuracy, he plays better on time. Your boy Caleb, he still has issues playing in the pocket. He always wants to escape the pocket, even when it's not necessary. That's how he wants to play football. You know what I'm saying? He got into that habit in Oklahoma, did the same thing at USC, and he can't seem to get out. Now, maybe Ben Johnson can coach it out of him, but I don't think he's ever going to be that rhythm timing passer like Goff, who Ben Johnson needs for his system. I'm not sure he's ever going to get to that. Do I think he'll be somewhere between 17 and 20 as a starter, ranked in it? Yeah, probably maybe 15 to 20.
17 to 20.
15 to 20, like that, middle of the pack. 15.
That's where you at now.
Right. But that's all he's ever going to be to me. I don't think he's ever going to be Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes. We're not going to talk about him like those dudes. And that's what he was drafted to be. You know what I'm saying?
All right. So that's a difference in saying he's just going to be all the time 17 to 20. He's just 2 years in, guys. Come on now. Yeah, he got some growth. The things that you pointed out, Dante, are definitely eyesores to his game. I think I think he needs a better coach. I'm not so bought in on Ben Johnson as a coach. I don't think he's gonna be Lamar Jackson. He's definitely not gonna be. He's not the second coming of Patrick Mahomes. But I do believe he will. He can get to a place where Baker Mayfield is a year. You know what I'm saying? A couple years. He can be a franchise quarterback. I see that. He'll make a second contract. He will make a second contract where he's a starter and he's gonna get next man up money, which we've all talked about is fucking stupid. Um, We'll get close to next man up money, but he's just 2 years in. Let's not condemn him to, uh, middle of the road status.
I don't think that's condemning him to say you're going to be one of the.
No, that's condemning. 17 to 20 is
saying you're
condemning.
not going to. I'm saying he's not going to be what he was drafted to be. He was drafted to be a
Okay,
superstar
that's different.
caliber quarterback. That's what he's not going to be that.
That's different than saying he's not going to be top tier. I agree. He's not going to be that. But can he be top 10?
No.
Can he be in he can't be 12 to 10? No. He can't get to a Jordan Love. He can't get to where Baker Mayfield is. Or Jared Goff even.
Can I answer that? Can I answer that question?
I already know what you're finna say.
Hell no.
Right. Hell no.
I just Googled who is the most off-target quarterback in the NFL based on 2025 NFL season data. The most off-target quarterback is widely considered to be Caleb Williams, who leads the league in off-target rate with 16%. This is supported by other metrics, with some sources listing him second overall in off-target throws and other sources showing him leading the league in off-target throw rate for the 2023 through 2025 seasons. He is the most off-target quarterback for 2 years running. Nah, dog, that ain't it. The Bears thought they had the guy that was going to turn it around. He has only looked good against ass football teams. He's only played well against ass football teams. He has played complete ass against all the good teams that they faced. Every time you think he's turned the corner, he shows you different. And people have been against me saying this, but I took a hell of a lot out of him throwing that ball into the net that we saw in camp, and being frustrated with that and stomping and having a tantrum like he was 11 years old. I put a lot of stock in that, because I have never seen a professional quarterback handle practicing football in that manner. That spoke volumes to me. Because if I'm a coach in any sport and I'm having that out of a young adult person, like, I would expect that at 9 and 10-year-old level, 7 and 8-year-old level. I would expect that type of fit when I'm trying to train a kid that young. But when we talking about a 21-plus-year-old player in the pros and I see that, I want him out of there immediately. That's ridiculous.
I'm with you, man. I just think that the maturity level, and I know he'll get more mature. I get it. But it's just his style of play for me, and just keeping it football for me, it's not. I don't think it's going to translate very well to being a top 10, 12 quarterback. I just don't see it. You know what I'm saying? He's not accurate. He doesn't like playing in structure. He likes to play backyard football all the time. You can't do that in the NFL. That will not work in the NFL. It's not going to work. You know what I'm saying? I just don't see it working long term. Not for him to be what they drafted him to be. I want to make that point clear. You know what I'm saying? Do I think he can be average? Yes. Will he ever be what they drafted him to be? Josh Allen type? No, he's not going to be that at all. You know what I'm saying? But let's move on.
I'm out on him.
Yeah, I think I'm out too, dog. You know what I mean? Unless he shows me something down the stretch that's completely different, I'm out on him right now too, dog. Let's keep it moving, because we got a lot to get to. All right, everybody's seen the play of Giannis running down the lane. And I'm not going to even call it. That's just running down the lane. You know what I'm saying? I guess that's all you can call that highlight of him running to the rim. You know what I'm saying? Why is it, fellas, y'all think, man, in the NBA now, they're so hesitant to call traveling on these dudes? What's the problem? You know what I'm saying?
It's
when did dribbling the ball become optional?
It's the suits it's the money that they're generating from these TV deals that that has allowed or that has shown the league a different way of making money and being profitable, in my opinion. They wanted more scoring. Okay. In order to get to more scoring, they came down hard on physical play. They basically eradicated it for some time. Now we're seeing it kind of turn the page where they're kind of allowing, in the playoffs, that is, they're allowing a little bit more physicality. But even with that, that affects the game in a bit of a different way when you don't have any post game really going on, except for a couple of teams. But when you change over, just much like football did, when you change over to favor more scoring in your games to get out of the 90 to 95 final scores, just like the NFL, it disrupts what we're used to seeing. It disrupts what we're used to seeing. But to me, it's a little bit worse in the NBA because there's so many things you have to let go, right? The physical play, they've swallowed their whistle on plays like this specifically, as far as walking, traveling into scoring. Then you also got to connect it to the free throws that we've seen over the years. Remember when James Harden was getting over half of his free throws on pretending to be fouled. That affected. We just saw a game where Reeves, the Hillbilly Kobe, had 22 free throw attempts. I think I could be wrong, but it may have been more attempts than the entire Sacramento team had, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong on that, but he definitely had 22 free throw attempts. And that's crazy when you're talking about Hillbilly Kobe. But back to this play, and I'll be
He's good
short.
at drawing fouls.
The play, yeah, right. The play, that particular play, man, it's travel all the way. I didn't understand all the discussion around it. There is, in fact, in real time, in slow motion, if you look at that play and you questioning, well, maybe that play does fit in the rules, you out your damn mind, and your basketball acumen is very questionable, because that man clearly walked his ass all the way to the basket twice. He traveled twice on the same damn play. It's ridiculous for the refs that choose to swallow their whistle, especially when it's that blatant. Even on a fast break attempt, you see guys start walking as soon as they cross the half court sometimes, and they still get all the way to the bucket. It's egregious. They traveling backwards, they travel forward, they travel to the side. The term double step back. The double step back, that's what they call it. They actually, the first person I heard ever say that was my boy Matt Barnes. That was the first person I ever heard say that, and he was talking about his twins and coaching them, and he mentioned the words double step back, and the first thing I screamed at my phone, like, that's not a thing. That's not a real move. A double step back? Yeah, a step back into a shot, a double step back, 2 steps backwards to take a shot. Man, that shit traveling. It's been traveling ever since they started allowing it. They doing side steps and 2 steps to the side now. It's crazy. I don't care how many steps you chop it up to and then get into a step. It's not a damn gather. Those are steps. It's ridiculous. And to me, it hurts the game. It's an eyesore. I can't stand it.
Is it an issue for you, G? Is it the biggest
No,
issue?
it's
oh,
not.
wait. And the last thing is too much of an advantage for NBA players who were 6'7" and 6'10", 6'11", with that length and size and strength. Is too much of an advantage, and it's totally unnecessary. And to me, it cheapens the game in that regard. Because if you're a skilled fundamental player, you should be able to get those baskets without the added advantage of referees holding their whistle to go with the NBA agenda of allowing more scoring with this race to 120 points.
Yeah, it's not an issue for me. Because number one, you got to define, they just taking advantage of what the rules say. When you look back, I went back and looked at that Giannis play. and I watched it real time, it's not as egregious as it looks on slow motion. Again, the rule states a live dribble ends when the dribbler touches the ball with both hands simultaneously, allows the ball to come to rest in one or both hands, or ends the dribble to shoot, pass, or otherwise gain control of the ball. That's what the rules state. A gather step is not a violation. The steps don't count until the ball is gathered by having a hand under it or by bringing it to a pause or to a stop. What Giannis did was, my question on it, I can't say for certain that there was a travel based on the rule. Now, how it looks, yeah, because we're accustomed to step, dribble, step, dribble, step, dribble. But it's always been that a live dribble, nobody, when people are running fast break and they pushing the ball ahead, they're taking plenty of steps to get back to that ball. I've seen that happen plenty of times. You've seen it happen plenty of times, 70s, 80s, 90s, into the aughts. It's within the rule, the double step back. It doesn't matter if they're going sideways, backwards, or forwards. As long as the dribble is alive, it doesn't matter how many steps they take. That's the rule. And the players are using their creativity and skill set to stay within the rule and get a shot off. I mean, again, the Giannis situation, you said when we talked about it the other night that the ball came to a rest when he was doing his little stutter step move. And I can see what you're saying, but when you watch it in slow motion versus live action, it's totally different. There is a discrepancy, or there is more what's the word I'm looking for?
I mean, they're human. It's harder to see in real time. I get you. You know what I'm saying? But man, it looks so egregious when you look at it in slow motion, dog. It's like, man,
But
like
did
just running down the lane.
So
like,
my question, in slow motion, did his dribble end? When did it end? And no, when I asked that on Facebook the other day in the group, when did it end? Nobody. I just know the rule. Well, do you? Because the rule says as long as there's a live dribble.
Greg, I told you the other night when we
it's not traveling.
I told you when his dribble ended. His dribble ended with the ball. I wish I gave my basketball away on the 4th of July, but I wish I had my rock. When the ball is in his hand, when you see the ball in his hand spinning, his live dribble stopped then. The ball is literally in his palm spinning. A live dribble is this. That means it's about to go into another dribble. That's a live dribble. Once you do this and it's just rolling in your damn hand, ain't no more dribbling after that. He can't have the ball rolling in his hand and then go into another dribble.
Was his palm under the ball? No, I didn't see that. His palm was over the ball. And from everything I've been around,
you're being technical to defend bullshit.
No.
When I did all of this is just, I'm just putting my hand up as an example. That's all it's up. I'm not trying to say is the ball under my hand. No, the ball is resting in his hand. Whether it's on the side of his hand, whether it's under the ball is resting. It's spinning. It's no longer going toward the ground for another dribble. If he does that and then goes in and then allows the ball to go to another dribble, to me that's a carry, a double dribble, whatever, ton of other violations that you go into. But that
would move it to a gather step, right? That would move it into a gather step, and the gather step doesn't begin until it's either under the ball or he grabs it with both hands. That's when it's a gather step.
The more and more you talk trying to go over that, what you just read, the more silly you sound, but it's okay. In my opinion,
when you're looking at the video, the ball is like, it's on the side. So Your G is not under. It's not over it. It's on the side right here. It's
But
like
is
this.
it under?
And it's like this.
Is it under?
I'm looking at it right now. It's not under.
Is it under
Out
it?
of it.
Is it under it? That it doesn't say needs to be resting in on the side, because everybody dribbles with the ball on the side. Now, if they need to change that rule, then they need to change it.
The
Because
thing is, in
people have been dribbling
we
with the
all
ball.
knew this was coming in 2019 when they changed to that gather step wording in the rule book for James Harden's sake. That's why this was done, first of all. This shit is
I gotta see that. I gotta see that. I think
it was in 2019. Look it up. So, it was in 2019. This shit was about James Harden and that bullshit he was doing. And they created a bunch of ambiguity where it didn't have to be. The game had been played the same
so
way.
So you're talking about the step back.
The gap, no, that's when they added the gather.
They've been saying gather step. Gather step has been a part of NBA
the verbiage was not added until 2019. I looked it up. It wasn't added until 2019.
The first time that I remember that the discussion of gather step started, and this is just my recollection. Don't start with your shit, G. Was around LeBron James against the Wizards, I believe, when they were talking. Remember, we went over that crab dribble era when he was calling his travel move a crab dribble. That's when I remember the discussion of the gather step happening. And, we're a long way from that. But there were some key words that G used when he started going over his explanation of why it don't bother him. And one of the words that sticks out is the word manipulation. Okay, if we have a rule and you're okay with manipulating the rule for points, I have a problem with that. Manipulation of the rule.
I never said manipulation.
You did use the word manipulation, and you can.
No, I didn't know that's what you took out of it.
It's on wax, so I ain't gonna argue with that. You use the word manipulation. But when we're talking about manipulation of the rules, then you're literally talking about breaking the rules, changing the rules, adjusting the rules. So I'm out on anything in that. I'm just out on that. You know what I'm saying? Because the game becomes and one with this type of shit in the game. We had a time where the NBA under David Stern was so against the and one movement that he didn't even want brothers dressing like and one. He didn't want to see it in the gym. He didn't want to see it in the arena. I was with that. Don't allow the and one culture to permeate into the NBA, especially when we talk about getting on the court and trying to see who's the best team, best athlete, who's the best player in the world. Allowing and one into the league is egregious to me. I'm just waiting to see somebody try that fake pass that Steve Francis tried in the NBA, and he was called for it. I'm just waiting to see that, and they allow that shit to go on, and then that's when I will stop watching the game altogether.
That's what I put it in the chat and when they added it, but they added the definition of a gather in 2019. And my point being is just, I'm with you, Jerry. They're doing it to try to make the offense is just unstoppable. You know what I'm saying? And I don't understand why you had to do that to the game. You know what I'm saying? You didn't have to do that to the game. The game was fine the way it was. Take your damn 2 steps. These dude like Giannis, you 7 foot, dog. How many steps can you get a 7-footer and keep him from getting to the damn rim?
It's a huge advantage.
I'm reading something right now. I'm reading something right now. The gather step in the NBA has been a part
let me finish my statement. But my point, G, is they didn't add the definition until 2019, which is what I said. They didn't add it till 2019. The verbiage for what a gather was is what I was saying.
No,
for a dude like Giannis, my thing is for a dude like Giannis that's that tall, how do you keep him from getting to the damn bucket if he can take 6 fucking steps?
You can't.
And it makes me question the greatness of some of these dudes. Like, damn, you get to cheat the game. You know what I'm saying? So how much do I have to put that in my mind on how great you are when you get to do shit like that? You know what I'm saying?
You can't stop him in a legal defensive manner when you allow that type of egregious non-calls to go on. The only option you have is to foul. You can't time trying to block somebody's shots if in your head and your training, your whole career is to move with the man and try to use timing on his 2 steps to get to the cup. If they're allowed to take 4 and 5 fucking steps to get to the basket, to get into a scoring motion.
I wasn't saying people didn't use gather before 2019. I'm saying that's when they made it like, okay, fuck it. We're going to just make this a part of it. Let's put it in the rules so that this shit is a part of the game. That's my point. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think it was necessary. And I'm with you, Jerry. I don't turn it into and one. It's professional basketball where you're supposed to be the best of the best, playing within the confines of the rules of the game. Don't change the rules because these dudes want to be unprofessional.
And you know who said that? Michael Jeffrey Jordan years ago said that. Don't change the rules for the player that's coming into the league. Don't make it easier for them. And the league did that. So, and now this is just a whole nother movement or whatever. Double step back. Every time I hear that word, double step back, man.
This is a great place for a pro.
That's crazy. That's
coming
crazy.
Up in the next couple of weeks. We're gonna have our State of the NBA podcast with special guests. It's gonna be lit. Make sure you check us out. State of the NBA. We will be talking about everything NBA, load management, the rules, the money that they making, man having to watch this shit on Peacock and get 5 goddamn different subscription in order to watch the NBA. Shit's crazy. You know what I'm saying? And for a brother like me, I don't have Peacock. So I'm trying to debate it right now. Do I add Peacock just to watch a couple nights a week of NBA? You know what I'm saying?
They won't get another dollar out of me to watch anymore. I don't give a damn. I'll wait until the game over and watch the NBA replays before I pay another dollar to watch it.
That'll be the State of the NBA show coming up. We think maybe next week, but it may be the week after. We'll definitely let y'all know. Make sure you check us out on the State of the NBA.
According to the rule, it wasn't a travel. It wasn't.
Oh, you seen that reading?
According to the rule, that I just seen a referee just said it on a Twitter account.
What referee?
Players can continue to take steps as the ball spinning in their hands because it's a part of the rule.
And NBA, you said a referee, an NBA referee.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bullshit.
I'm looking right at it.
That's it. Hey, Dante, that's like the NFL.
Players can continue
like the NFL protecting the shield.
The players can continue to take steps. Listen to what I'm saying. The player can continue to take steps.
I will not listen to you. Are you crazy? I will not listen to you on this.
You won't listen to the NBA ref?
Why would I?
You wouldn't listen to the NBA ref? Because I'm stating exactly what the rule is.
I want to hear how he justified it. Go ahead.
The NBA rule is that players can continue to take steps as the ball is spinning in their hands because the dribble has not been discontinued.
Did he dribble again?
He can take
Did he dribble again?
He didn't have to.
Oh, I guess my question is, so you're telling me in real time a referee could have seen that the ball was still spinning in his hand?
The ball was that.
Did he dribble again?
Again, it's not discontinued until
he won't even answer the question, G. He won't even answer the question. He talking about discontinuing dribble, and I asked him, did he dribble again? He won't even answer that. If he didn't dribble again, did the ball stop? If he didn't take,
basically what that's saying,
if he did not dribble again,
the ball starts spinning.
What are you talking about?
Did his live dribble stop?
Right, because he didn't have to.
Greg, stop. Please stop. Please stop.
You arguing with me?
No, because you being oppositional for opposition's sake.
No, I'm giving you what the rules stated. What the NBA ref said.
No. Did the ball? Did he take another dribble? Yes or no?
He didn't have to.
Jesus Christ! All right, let's go. I'm good.
He didn't have to.
I'm good.
Who else takes another dribble before they continue to stop the damn dribble?
You won't even answer. You won't even answer. Did he take another dribble on the play? Which means oppositional for oppositional
when you know that he did?
I'm good.
Why do I have to answer that when you know that he didn't?
I'm good.
Why do I have to answer that when you know that he didn't? The video say he didn't. Did he put 2 hands on the ball?
Because quite simply,
Jared, why are you arguing with me, man? Why are you arguing with me? If he didn't say it.
If he did
this is what the rule states.
If he did not take another dribble. Can I finish I just want to finish one sentence, and I promise to God I ain't gonna say nothing. If you let me finish one sentence, if you let me finish one goddamn sentence, I ain't gonna say nothing else on the matter. Just one sentence. If he doesn't take another dribble, then his live dribble has ended. He hasn't taken another dribble. He didn't take another dribble. So live dribble, to answer that part of that dumb shit, to answer that part, the live dribble part.
Dante, let me finish to answer this dumbass statement that he keep answering and making my point. The live dribble doesn't end. The live dribble doesn't end until he places two hands on the ball or begins to shoot or pass. That's what the rules state, not me. I didn't say it. I didn't make the rule. God damn.
We gotta move, man. But hey, you can expect more of this conversation, man. Like I said, next week or the week after, we're gonna do our state of the NBA. Do not forget to smash that like and subscribe button on this video. Let's move on to your boy MJ. Make this one real quick because we got to get on to the college football, y'all. Talking about load management. What'd you think about MJ's comments? Make it quick though.
If they hit the nail on the head, I mean, there's nothing really else you can say. Nobody likes load management. The only issue is that a lot of people consider when people load managing when they are managing an injury. Load management is when you're not, to me, is when you're not injured and you're just taking a rest.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah, I would agree with that. Just taking days off to be taking days off because it's a back-to-back or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't get that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, dude, like MJ said, you play basketball. You know what I'm saying? It's your job. You know what I'm saying? I mean, how many back-to-backs do you get? It's not that many in the season. You play the back-to-back, man. Like you said, like MJ say, you don't know who came to see you that night, who paid $300 for their family to come see you. To me, that's an important thing about what he said. You know what I'm saying? People pay their hard-earned money, man. Play the game. If you're healthy, play the game. But we'll get into that more.
300. That's just two people.
Right.
The one thing I want to say on the MJ deal is, number one, to me so far the MJ at halftime is a miss on TV. I guess it's some type of build up with the way they're chopping up the interview or whatever. But as far as load management, we've discussed it at length, and what G said is right on the money. It is two different things. I consider it, some people say it's soft for these guys not to play, but just the last thing I want to say is we just saw Luka, who sat out the game with a sprained finger or a sprained thumb, and they also added knee issue, and then he comes back and play, and it don't look like shit wrong with his knee. He put up 40-something points. Don't look like shit wrong with his hand. But wrestling players with these little bitty injuries is just it's soft. It's soft.
Yeah, I agree. You know what I'm saying? But let's move on to this college football. You know what we got coming up Tuesday? The first college football ranking, the first 12 will be out. So let's talk it through, brothers. Who's in, who's not? It wasn't really hard to come up with this one for real.
Are we projecting or are we saying, all right,
that's what I was telling Jerry earlier. It depends on which way you're going. I say let's project it. You know what I'm saying? Because hell, we all can tell you who's going to be in the first one pretty much, looking at the way it stands right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's easy.
We'll pretty much all agree on those teams. You know what I'm saying?
So what's y'all first four?
Ohio State, Indiana, Bama, Texas A&M.
All right, so I didn't project on these. I just put it kind of to where they was at, but I did project on the ones toward the bottom of the top 12.
Right.
That's right now I got Ohio State 1, I got Texas A&M 2, Indiana 3, and Alabama 4.
Yep. I'm okay. I'm okay with those 4. Well, Ohio State got to be 1. You know what I'm saying? But the other 3, if you got them mixed around,
those 4 teams are the 4 teams that's likely to play in the conference championship game of the Big Ten and the SEC. Likely, shit could change. You know what I'm saying? Because Bama still got some work to do. But if those 4 teams were to remain on the collision course for the conference title games, the Big Ten and the SEC. Whoever is the winner of those two games would end up being in the 1 and 2 spot, and the losers of those two games is if everything remained the same, no losses on either team, then the loser of those two spots would be the 3 and the 4.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So if Alabama and Ohio State were to win those two games, it would be Alabama and Ohio State. Texas A&M and Indiana would be in the 3 and 4 spot.
Right.
They would move.
Yeah.
Did y'all have any reserves on who you had at 4? Could anybody else have gotten into the top 4 in your opinion? Up until this point.
Who else would be in the top 4?
I'm just throwing the question.
For me, probably not. You know what I'm saying? Because who could it be? Ole Miss, Georgia.
That's why I asked, because when I was looking it up and researching it, I saw people that had Ole Miss. They had Alabama or Ole Miss, and then I saw another one that had Alabama or Georgia. But I asked, when I saw it, I was like, how? When you look at Bama's games played, I was like, how in the world can you do that?
See, it's about to get shaken up already because Vandy getting crushed 24-3 right now. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, I didn't have Vandy in my top 12.
Yeah, see, I'm not a believer either.
I had them losing.
He not have Vanderbilt in the top 12
because they wasn't gonna win out. They're not gonna win out. They're gonna lose to Auburn.
I didn't, based on today's game. I knew they was gonna lose to Texas.
Yeah, I did too.
so I wasn't a believer.
So
all that running around, you can't throw the ball. No, sir.
So BYU in that same boat then, because BYU plays who they play today? They play a ranked team today, finally. Is it Texas Tech?
Yeah. No,
yeah.
It's not Tech. No.
It's not Texas Tech. But they play a ranked game today. I can't remember who it's against.
BYU, they play. I don't know. They are. Damn, I don't see them on here in this top 25. Do they have a bye week this week?
Play this week. I didn't see them on the schedule.
No, I thought I saw that they played this. Hold on, let me get back into it.
They play Texas.
Yeah, they ranked number 10. I think they got
Texas
a bye
Tech
week
next week.
Yeah, they got.
Oh, it's next week. Okay.
They play Texas Tech next week. Yeah. So yeah, they on a bye. You know what I'm saying? So I think for them, you probably got to put them in. Only the fact that everybody under them got losses and none of them have particularly strong resumes either. That's the problem with that 13 through 17. None of them really have a strong resume either. You know, Virginia ain't beat nobody. Cincinnati, Louisville, Texas Tech, Tennessee.
So if Vanderbilt ain't in y'all 12, who is?
I got Georgia, Ole Miss, Georgia Tech, Oregon, Notre Dame, Miami. I got BYU, but I'm putting that on reserve for either BYU or Texas Tech. I'm going to put that slash right there, whoever win that game, and South Florida, because they're the group of 5 champion.
Yeah, so they're going to make it.
But y'all did some big time projecting, because Georgia Tech ain't got no games on their schedule.
They undefeated.
And Vanderbilt, okay, Vanderbilt ain't lost but one game.
But Georgia Tech is in the ACC. If they go undefeated through the rest of the season,
they're in.
They in. If they lose the conference championship game, they in.
But somebody got to win the conference. So
right.
I mean,
yeah, that's too much protecting.
Like I said, I got Vanderbilt out, and what I did on mine, I'm with G. I moved Texas Tech up, and I took Vanderbilt out. I'm just not a believer in Vanderbilt. We had, other than that, we had the same one: Notre Dame, Georgia Tech, BYU, Oregon, Miami.
Yeah, I didn't do that. I looked at games played up until now. I didn't project by the time I get to the end of the year and is really trying to put this tournament together. I didn't do that. I didn't want to do that. I just wanted to talk about the teams that have a shot at being on this list come Tuesday.
So
that's why I got
Vanderbilt off then. Hey, Vanderbilt out.
He said because You think they out because of today?
They done. After getting whitewashed by this Texas team, they gonna move Vanderbilt like down to 19. They done, bro. Vanderbilt is done. Nice little story for the first 8 weeks or 9 weeks of the season, but they out of there, bro.
Yeah. It was cute.
It was cute. You know what I'm saying? They out of there, bro. It was cute, but they out of there, bro.
He said, "Well, take Vanderbilt out there."
But I agree though. It's gonna be a lot of mix up between now and then because some of these teams up here, I don't think they're gonna run the table. You know what I'm saying? So, I ain't sure about Miami, man. Miami not that good. They could lose.
They're struggling right now with
right
with SMU.
Right.
Y'all ain't being fair to Vanderbilt, man. They beat Missouri. They beat Missouri, LSU, and South Carolina. South Carolina was number 11 when they beat them. So y'all ain't being fair to Vanderbilt.
And lost to what? Bama. So
y'all ain't being fair, but it's all good.
Now, if we want to look at strength of schedule and stuff, they could make an argument for still being up there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, but that is a part. Strength of schedule
is
part of it.
But they gonna jump out of those 12,
right?
Because you got to have the group of five, the five champion, and the conference champions are automatic bids.
Right.
LSU, South Carolina,
that could be the odd man out. Tennessee,
South Carolina, LSU, and Missouri were still all thought of as good teams when Vanderbilt beat them, and they beat them. It was no question. They beat those.
I'm gonna tell you who in prime spots though. The two SEC teams that might run the table and not end up in the championship game because they're going to be regardless. right.
Tennessee, one of them.
Right.
And Tennessee is one I don't agree with because I questioned that when we did the run.
They beat Oklahoma. They beat Oklahoma today. They got a good shot. You know what I'm saying?
How in the world is Tennessee 14? How? That don't make no sense.
I mean, they 6-2 though.
But who did they beat? Tennessee?
The rest of the teams that was below them, man, who can you make a case for to be over them then? Tell me that.
Right. Missouri, Michigan,
US. Yep. Cincinnati. Everybody y'all mentioning.
Cincinnati.
Missouri. Who have they beat?
Like I say, the only one I'll make an argument for is Texas Tech. You know what I'm saying? Because I got them in right now.
Texas Tech ranked number 13. They're ahead of Tennessee.
So other than that,
Texas Tech ahead of Tennessee. You got Virginia, Louisville, Cincinnati, Oklahoma, Missouri, Texas, Michigan. All of them teams, they right there.
Tennessee doesn't have one win against a top 25 team.
All right. And that's something the committee will be looking at, you know what I'm saying? But right now,
not one.
All right, let's look at Virginia.
Vanderbilt won't be in there on Tuesday.
Virginia don't have a win over. Virginia don't have a win over a current top 25 team.
Right.
They beat Florida State, who has turned out to be ass.
Right. So that helps.
So y'all got Virginia in y'all top 12. One of y'all put Virginia in y'all top 12?
Oh, no, we ain't got Tennessee in there either.
Right. But my question wasn't about them in the top 12. My question was, how in the hell could they be ranked number 14?
Well,
because all the teams in that range have the same kind of resumes for real. You know what I'm saying? They the same kind of teams.
About Virginia, kind of teams. We just talked about Virginia at 15. The team ranked right below them.
I bet you
don't have
again like last night. I bet you can't name one team that Cincinnati beat at all.
Nope.
That's what I'm saying. All those teams are the same. And then
by that standard, it just proves that we got too many teams in the tournament. 12 teams in the tournament is too many.
That's absolutely what it's proving. But I like it better this way.
I don't think so.
You're right about your sentiment. There's too many.
I like the 12 teams because you still are incorporating everybody's schedule into the mix. You know what I'm saying? You got teams that playing like say right now. If we went back to the old system, it would be Indiana, Ohio State, Alabama, and Texas A&M.
But we talking about the bottom part of it. Because Dante and I discussed. We was like, damn, you got to go and check BYU. You got to go and You got to go and check all these other teams that's at the bottom just to put in, and you putting in Georgia Tech. You got to put them in. You looking at pancake games. You looking like an easy first round victory for somebody. And I thought that's
sleep
what
on Georgia
to
Tech,
get rid
man.
of.
Don't sleep on Georgia Tech. They got a good quarterback.
I'm knocked out comatose on meth on
But
Georgia Tech.
But you high on Vandy. But you high on Vandy. They basically the same team.
Yeah, I'm high on Vandy.
With Haynes King being a way better quarterback
I'm high on Vandy because they are in the SEC and they have 3 strong SEC victories against top 15 teams. I mean, top 20 teams.
You ain't a top 20 team no more. South Carolina ain't been one in weeks.
Greg, at the time they played them, G. At the time they played them.
Okay.
Why in the hell are we going past what?
Do you know who Georgia Tech beat at the time they played them?
Nobody. I already looked at their schedule.
Number 12 Clemson. So we're gonna do that?
That's one game. That's the only one. Now name another one.
That's
we talking about a three SEC game win team versus Georgia Tech, who beat Clemson, who everybody thinks is Clemson ain't a good team no more. So come on, man. Come on. It's too many because that 14 is right close to 12, and it shouldn't be that. We should be talking about the very best.
Who thinks South Carolina and LSU good teams?
At the time, they were ranked as a good team.
But you keep saying
when they played.
Hey, like you said about Chris Gear, they just fired their coach. To me, it's just proving that the 12 is too many. Because when you get to the bottom, you got to discuss.
We should have had Brian Kelly as the trash of the week.
And that's a good idea. But when you got to talk about 12 and you got to discuss whether or not you want BYU in the tournament and Georgia Tech in the tournament, no, they shouldn't be. They shouldn't have a chance to win a title. In those teams, those bottom teams, no, you ain't got a shot. And we know that, but because it's all driven by the dollar sign, you want more games, you want more money, greed makes it. And then they talk about going to 14 and 16. That's crazy.
Yeah, they're going to end up, I think the number's going to end up 16. I think
that's
16.
crazy.
Because that's too many.
These power conferences are so big, they want more teams. It's going to end up 16. You can book that. It's going to end up.
Too many. That's too many. That's too many.
They should have been 8. It never should have been 12.
Because what it does is every year allow those top teams who we know are going to be up there to get their money. You know what I'm saying? It's going to 16.
We got to do 8, Jared, because you would, and because of the way that the conferences are, you got some severely weak conferences, and you have to include the conference champions, or else you exclude them completely out of the mix.
Yeah. Because if you did 8, then that's the Big Ten and SEC will want guarantees at that point of 3 each, some shit like that.
I get that. So team,
they got the perfect. They got the sweet spot.
10 would be the sweet spot.
Nah, 12 is it.
Because after that, all you're doing is lining the pockets of people that don't play.
12 is it. I think they changed it to where, they reseed, you know what I'm saying, and they're not giving the conference champions the top 4 seeds. You include all the conference champions, and you include the teams that played that played great football over the course of the season with 2, maybe 3 losses, depending on the record of everyone else and the strength of record of the teams that's being considered.
You know what? I take that back. 8. 8 would give us definitely the best way to determine the best teams.
I think that's the spot where you can make sure you have 8 good teams.
Right, because
but again,
if you go,
like I said,
you go 8, you can take the top 2.
You would exclude some people, right?
Yeah, exclude them.
Guess what?
Just take the top 2 conferences.
With the ACC being as weak as it is, You probably lose a ACC representative. You definitely gonna lose a Big 12 representative. The group of 5 is definitely out of
Definitely
there.
gone. I don't think you would lose the ACC and the other one because I think they would still respect those, but I think you would lose any of that power group of 5.
But depending on how the season go, you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, no doubt, no doubt. If don't nobody play well, yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, that could definitely happen. I agree on that part.
Because then instead
I
of
think
trying
that's
to have
as
4,
far as the number though, and having 8 really good teams play for a title.
Instead of trying to have the top 4 conferences represented, forget that. Rank them. By the time you get to the end of the season, rank the conferences. Hey, the top 2. We go with the top 2 because we want nothing but the best. And you go that way.
Let me throw this in the discussion too. I think the bigger issue is for me is ranking teams before the season even starts. That to me creates a bigger issue to me because when you put somebody at 1, when you haven't even seen them play yet, I don't think any ranking should come out to about week 3 or 4.
That's a good idea.
I don't think you should start the season putting people at 1 through 10 because that gives them an advantage. You know what I'm saying? Don't do it. We haven't seen any of y'all play.
Yeah, because you predetermine the top 10. You predetermine conference and everything.
Right.
You are
Just wait till about week 3 or 4, then do a ranking and then start it off. So if some crazy team, Texas Tech, look better than everybody else, Texas Tech number 1. You know what I'm saying?
Gentlemen, it ain't going back. Stop it.
Oh no, I mean, yeah, we understand that. It's just what would truly give us the best.
Right, the best. Right.
And again, it just shows that we're not about trying to show the best. We're not about that. You know what I'm saying? It's a farce. We're not about that. They're about the dollars. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's about.
The cry got too big, with definitely the money, but the cry got too big about it just being 4 teams, and that definitely was more of a pre-ranking situation. But you excluded too many teams, too many conferences was getting left out. It started to be a Big 10 versus SEC showcase.
Yep.
It ain't no different. Still top. You still.
If you look at it right now, right?
Yeah, you still got 2 strong conferences.
But they still got to prove it though. They still got to prove it on the field.
Got to go prove it. We'll leave it there. Now, speaking of proving it, what the hell did they prove Saturday night in that Versus? What was proven on Saturday?
You got to introduce the segment, right? This is our signature segment.
Signature segment, taking out the trash. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know it. We've been off a couple of weeks for taking out the trash. You know what I'm saying? We haven't had any trash. Well, we had some. We just didn't do it. You know what I'm saying? But we back.
And did you tell the folks to like and subscribe before I got into my?
It wasn't at the beginning, but yes.
We just gonna have to put the sticker up, dog. It
was not at the beginning. It was more in the middle, sir. But man, taking out the trash, man, because that Versus, dog, it was kind of trash. It was something like trash. You know what I'm saying?
Can't say it was all trash.
I said something like trash. You know what I'm saying? It was some good parts to it. Mia X for me was good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was a office wastebasket trash. That's what it was. Office bag. It wasn't a dumpster fire.
Right.
It wasn't your trash out your house. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the week, it was an office. It was an office wastebasket.
But we got to put the blame. We got to put the blame squarely on the shoulders of the number 1 stunner, baby Brian Williams. He is the one that made this shit trash. He was the one that couldn't get his troops together. You know what I'm saying? He was the one that was drunk and belligerent and talking crazy about a member of his own damn group. You know what I'm saying? And then, tried to escalate, I guess, because him and P probably still got animosity, or there is still some animosity there, or some unresolved issues. I'm hearing that they're supposed to be doing a No Limit Cash Money tour. I think that'll be good if they get everybody involved. But just the way that he handled business, and the way that he's been handling business, which was obvious that he's not changed, you know what I'm saying, with some of the contract dealings, the money situation that caused them to kind of split up in the first place. And they caused some defections in the first place with Juvie and BG and all them guys when he got locked up. Yeah, it was. You definitely had to take the trash out on the stunner, the number one stunner.
Jerry, you agree?
We ain't putting no respect on your name today, buddy.
None.
I can't. I'm not gonna go. I'm not gonna go Stunner by himself. Number one, I'm not gonna do that because I I was disappointed when I found out that they didn't do this in New Orleans.
Yeah.
That was my first
Yeah.
part. That was my first part of disappointment. So they gotta share.
Vibe was off from the jump. Yeah.
Yeah, they gotta share the blame on choosing to do it in Vegas. And I'm sure there's no doubt in my mind that they chose Vegas for the dollar signs.
Yep.
You know, they expected it to be as big as we expected it to be, but they expected that to happen in Vegas, and they had to be thinking with their wallets instead of when you talk about hip hop or music or past generations. I think it has to be first look at it as the love for that particular era.
Hold on now. So I told y'all this the other night, from what I read and what I found out, what I heard is that they didn't choose New Orleans because they were afraid of, what I'm saying, the people around, not the main folks, but the people around the cruise
I remember you saying
could cause some issues.
Yeah, I remember you bringing that up during the rundown, but my stance on that is still the same. I still got to place the blame there because then we're saying that your two heads of these two organizations. To me, that's saying that maybe they don't have the ear to the streets like they used to. That they can't have. You mean you can't have a event in your city where this was all birthed and formed and prospered in? You can't have a city you can't have that setting in your own city. Your ears aren't to the streets like that no more. You don't have the connections to be able to have peace in your city just to get this off in one night. That's crazy to me. That's absolutely crazy. When you talk,
I was disappointed that it wasn't in New Orleans either.
Let me finish, G. That you talk, especially with Baby at the end, he tried to get into that tough talk about the situations going on in their camp. If you so gangster, if you so hard, if you so tough, then why can't you have your city be at peace? I know Master P had been in the city months prior, trying to promote peace in the area after we had the driver drive into the fans or the people that were there for Mardi Gras, or whatever was happening, that they drove the car through and hurt people. I can't remember if anybody died from that situation.
Yeah, I think he killed a couple people.
Okay, so I remember Pete was down there for that, and then showed up at one of the football games after that or whatever. But the moguls that they became or that they were, they should have been able to calm that down. So back to my point of we know that we feel like Vegas was the wrong venue. So that's number one. Number two, at different times, it looked like there wasn't some practice involved in it. And to me, to this day, the best one was the Locks versus Dipset. And we know that the Locks actually practiced and talked about they practiced their performance. But to me, it was a letdown, not just because of Stunner at the end. It was a letdown to me because the energy just didn't seem right. Some of the performances were just kind of off. I felt like Pete was yelling a lot or whatnot. And they were trying to go back in the past and relive that moment when I just think the Verzuz are better when they're just about a performance now and how it relates now. But neither here nor there. So that's why I said, it's an office wastebasket performance for me. It didn't hit like it was expected to at all.
Yeah, definitely wasn't complete dumpster fire. You know what I'm saying? It had its moments. Juvie had his moments. Like I said, Mia X had her moments. P even had his moments. You know what I'm saying? But overall, it was kind of like, okay. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, man, I don't know if y'all ever seen Juvie in concert. Juvie is fantastic. Juvie is a fantastic concert. He knows how to interact with the crowd. That's for damn sure.
Yep. I agree. Like I said, it was pretty much all Juvie for them, though, for the most part, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because I'm surprised y'all didn't bring up the other part of it, Lil Wayne not being there, and I blame that on Baby. Now, BG was on the Breakfast
Said he
Club.
was sick.
Was it yes?
Yeah.
Yeah, said he was sick, and he ended up canceling another concert he had to do at
He actually said, he said he went actually had to go to the hospital or something. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah. But what I had heard was that he said he wasn't coming if Turk wasn't gonna be
Kirk
there.
wasn't there. Yeah.
So the fact that Wayne and Turk wasn't there was to me probably a sign of Baby not bringing the troops together. You know what I'm saying? Getting everybody
What's
together.
the what Greg? What's the issue with Turk and Baby? I've been out on Cash Money ever since the Baby and Wayne beef about letting them go and all of that type of stuff, and then especially once they went into that era where they were saying Birdman's sexuality was being questioned, and then once he walked up on Charlamagne, I was completely out. Gangsters walking up on people that ain't gangsters is bullshit to me. That shit whack. That shit gonna be forever whack to me. Messing with civilians, that's ridiculous, in my opinion. But what's the issue with Baby and Turk? What's going on there? I'm not in the loop.
And really for sure, about what the real beef was. I know it had to do something around when they did the little tour, when the Cash Money got back together. What was it? That wasn't too long ago. That was a couple months, sometime within this last year. Y'all don't remember when they had the little reunion tour, and they did it
For
in
sure,
New
but
Orleans, and
I don't
then they
remember no
talked
beef.
about,
I didn't know they had no beef though.
yeah, I don't think it, they did as many cities as they wanted to do or initially started out doing, but it was something centered around that. I don't know if it was a money situation or well, what it was, but it had something to do around that because Turk he had been fell out with him, you know what I'm saying, when he went to prison and got out, you know what I'm saying, and it was Lil Wayne that, you know what I'm saying, Lil Wayne and Juvenile that got him back in the good graces of being with the
Yeah,
group
it
during
said
that
they
time.
removed him from the 30th anniversary tour, and it was over disputes over contracts. So more contract shit.
Yeah, I
So,
figured
but
it.
was
I didn't want to say that without actually reading it, but I just remember it being something
Allegedly,
around
I
that
better go
tour.
and say that allegedly. You know what I'm saying? That's what it was about.
did but Wayne was a part of that tour? I don't even remember hearing about none of
Yeah,
that.
everybody got back together. Wayne, BG,
Everybody but
Turk.
Turk. Oh,
Yeah,
Turk was
Turk,
in it too.
he
Oh,
was
okay.
in it too initially. The first, they talked about, you know what I'm saying, how much love it was, and Turk was like he wasn't, you know what I'm saying, it was either Wayne or Juve when they first was supposed to rehearse, and he wasn't for sure if he was welcome or if because it was some animosity being thrown throughout the years. So Turk, you know what I'm saying, pretty much accusing the group of not fucking with him. You know what I'm saying, not really taking care of him or seeing after him and his family while he was locked up. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like what they did with BG. But when he said once he got in the studio, he said he wasn't for sure if he was gonna be welcome or anything like that. He said once he got in, they started practicing. It just everything went back to what it was back in the '90s, and they was really excited about it really taking off. And you know what I'm saying, BG and Turk really being able to recoup and grab more money through that situation. And then, for whatever reason, they got into it.
So
And he was off.
the falling out started happening probably toward the end of the tour is when the complete fallout
Yeah.
took place. Sound like somebody saw somebody else check and didn't like that they check was lower. That's what that sound like to me. You got how much? Man, come on, baby.
Yeah, I'm just reading this article on it now. They say that they asked him to take a pay cut. He said they asked him to take a pay cut, and he refused.
That is. That is. Say it.
So,
That is.
But
foolishness, man. When you're making that much money, it just don't seem like you shouldn't be. Man, I don't know.
But if you'd have made
But it
so
always
much
tends to
money,
happen, though. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
right.
but
But yeah,
Birdman, if Birdman, if you're a billionaire, which you love to say that you are and love to flaunt that you are, buying $14-20 million watches and stupid shit like that. Man, that's so stupid. But anyway, if you're a billionaire, and this is definitely an event that's past y'all's prime, right? So it's a throwback. If you even do a concert, it's a throwback. then my billionaire brother, not that I'm a billionaire, but my billionaire brother, why in the world wouldn't you have this event and just divide up all the money equally to the performers, that is? You know what I'm saying? I know you got to pay, stage managers and show directors and all of that. But when it comes to the performers, why wouldn't you just divide that money up equally and give everybody the same amount of money? Even Wayne, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you the biggest star out of this group, Wayne. I get that. But, this is a throwback. This is for everybody. This is for the city. This is blah, blah, blah. The culture, blah, blah, blah. Divide that money up equally, give it out, and everybody be so happy to come back and do it again. But bad business don't think like that. Because if you're a billionaire, why you even need a chunk of that money? I mean, that don't even make sense.
Yeah, definitely a letdown, man. It wasn't what it could have been, you know what I'm saying? But hey, thank y'all for joining this week. Trash Talking with the Old Heads. We appreciate all the support. Don't forget to smash that like and subscribe button. Hey, we're rolling towards 1,000 subscribers, man. We appreciate everybody that's already subscribed. Keep supporting the channel. We'll keep bringing the content. Hey, y'all got anything to say, fellas, before we?
Yep. Two things. Number one, keep going, Young Bulls. Y'all keep going, Chicago. Hold down that number one spot just like Cleveland did last year and then losing in the playoffs. And number two, we just talked about the whole segment of No Limit, and we ain't mentioned Snoop not one damn time. That just shows you how much, even mentally, we don't consider Snoop No Limit. We just, what I'm saying, just don't.
He definitely took it to another He took No Limits performance to another stratosphere.
He did. When he came, Mia X and Snoop.
That's why I gave him the W. That's why I gave him the W. You know what I'm saying? It was Juvie versus them. That's why I gave him the W.
It definitely was Juvie versus them, because I think BG did like one of his songs.
Right. I'm like, damn, this is just the Juvie show. Don't get me wrong. I enjoyed Juvie. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I liked all the songs Juvie did for the most part. But it was just Juvie versus them. I'm like, okay.
Without Wayne there, that's all it could have been. If you really think about it.
We understand why Mystical couldn't be there. You know what I'm saying? So to me, it wasn't a true show anyway. Without those two, you can't really tell that story for real.
And then you didn't even know Wayne wasn't gonna be there until Showtime. Right.
They could have had somebody performing Mystical's, you know what I'm saying? Still smoking or something, dog.
No.
They had somebody perform Mercedes shit.
No, sir.
They had somebody perform Mercedes shit.
They would have been laughed off the fucking stage.
Honestly, I think they would have if it was not.
Could have did it as a tribute like this to our boy.
If it was not for the seriousness of his offenses, I think they would have. You know what I'm saying?
You're right. I forgot about that.
I think that's what they didn't want to be a part of.
That man is a serial rapist, ain't he? What's wrong with him?
Right. Something is up with him at this point. You know what I'm saying?
Something up with that dude. Man.
I think something after his sister's death, something switched off.
Twisted, dog.
And so I understand why they didn't, but boy, that would have been nice to have his music. You know what I'm saying? But I understand why they didn't want to do it. So, but until next time, hey, we'll let y'all know on the state of the NBA. We'll let y'all know when we're gonna do it. We out of here, man.
Peace.